Ladies and gentlemen, more Castlevania. One Castlevania game. Ah, ah, ah. Okay. Okay, where the heck were we? Good morning, evil, as well as von Falkenstein. Look, the Goita Wenlock, Synthelius, Kenixkal, Kaisin, Siru, and Blade Torval. Okay, so we could go left or right. Everyone keeps saying left. We're gonna go left first. Good morning, Game Geek, as well as Blood Dragon. Oh my god, the pain. They're killing me in my poor, innocent face. Please help me. Oh, Jesus. Yep, no, we're just gonna let that happen. Oh, Jesus. No! No! Okay. God, I hate Medusa heads so much. Does anyone actually like Medusa heads? In any game, really? I refuse to stop dying. It is my revenge against God for allowing my wife to die while I was off at the Crusades. Look, nobody ever said Dracula was smart, okay? I think you're right, Dakota. Like, we are just getting spammed with enemies in some of these screens. In Hades, you can befriend vampires. As it should be. Vampires are meant for sexy times, not for horrible death to. Something I'm sure Evo would agree on. Ah! I mean, yeah, we literally have a freaking wall climb. Never mind the expanded kit. Oh, ghosts. Cautious in this room. Okay, we're gonna back off because holy crap. Oof. Oh my god, these ghosts. Damn! Freaking ghost killed me. After all that nonsense. I don't remember which Belmont it was in the first game. God damn it! Frickin' jackass just jumped me. I know what this kid's gonna do to you. See, now I gotta get my money back. Where's my money? Where's my money? I'm starting to suspect going left is the wrong call. Jeez Louise. The one heal we get, because the heals are expensive. See, I know we play Simon in 2, duh, I suppose. I know we play Richter in 3. And technically Soden. No, wait, no. Richter was Soden. Who was in 3? I don't remember now. Correct, it did not have what I just did. It's actually an upgrade you get in this version. You know what the original Castlevania also didn't have? Okay, let's get our money back, first of all. Let's just ignore these ghosts. Let's just... It also didn't have this, while we're on the subject. Was Trevor in... God, I don't even remember now. Just ignore the ghost. Just ignore the ghosts. What the hell is that? Oh, death. Okay, so coming here was a mistake. There's literally nothing here I can do. I don't, are? I mean, they usually don't do anything with it in most fiction, but that's not really the fault of the coupling. It's the fault of the writers. Now we gotta go back. Well, good to know that left is a dead end until we get something that can break lightning blocks and get through those weird platformy things. We also have a couple of power-ups that require going over spikes to get. Don't know how to get those yet. I gotta tell you, so far this familiar is worth its weight in gold. Literally. 2,000 gold for this thing. I haven't regretted that at all. Holy crap. Made it with 1 health left. So yeah, let's go the only way we can go. I do think Black Cat makes a personal better character for him to be with. Then again, I also think Gwen Stacy's a better one, too. Ooh, boss time. Okay. That's an interesting attack. I think those are supposed to be bugs. Shoot. If he had done the other attack, I would have lived through that. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, dude. Bunch of scarabs. So let's walk in with full hearts this time. Good morning, Noctis. Yeah, I have a feeling this is going to score a little bit better than Castlevania 1 will someday. Un poquito. Now, we have to assume that there's scarabs inside there. Ah, 2 is... God damn it. I look away for 1 second, I take damage. Hang on, I don't want to take damage. Oh, God damn it. Go away. Okay, hem. Take 2. I like how their teleport is actually a vuln parry. Did you notice that? They can be hit while they're teleporting, and it takes a while for them to reform. Oh shoot, oh shoot. I'll say you. Well, I didn't notice that. That was fun. And apparently counted as a boss. Okay. I will take it. Let's go lock that in. What do I have on right now? Crit chance, corpse run, and kinship. I'm not sure I'll ever actually want to change off of that, to be honest with you. Like, there's the one that makes it so I occasionally heal myself. There's the one that makes sub-weapons cheaper, and there's the one that makes sub-weapons better. But, like, in order to lose that... Yeah, I'm keeping the kinship, first of all. This familiar is too useful. And I'm probably going to keep the corpse run, for obvious reasons. So I'd have to lose crit. And that's a 4.5 damage crit, which is not an insubstantial boost. And is definitely speeding up fights. So that's an interesting point. Maybe I could just, like, give up on more money? We could swap that out. So if we swap that out, so we could get better heals, cheaper heals, heal on attack. All three of those are options. Or we could improve the knockback. Make it so we don't take knockback when we get hit. Knockback, please. That I'm not sure of. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of information about this game. I didn't even realize it was a completely different game than Castlevania 1. I mean, the knockback is tempting, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so surely we're gonna get the ability to go through those stupid floor things soon, right? Bridge Snapper. And yeah, we have 3 other weapons we haven't even gotten access to yet. Oops, wrong button. Wrong button. That's interesting. I need to test something. I'm not sure where to test it, though. Oh my god, you're right. This game is a better Hollow Knight. Don't let anybody hear me say that. The internet would kill me if they heard me say that. Okay, so we need whatever the fire thing is to progress here. Got it. Ain't that the truth? So obviously it wants me to go here. I'm gonna test something. I have a theory that the map is actually even better than I think it is. This is free, by the way. There's no, like, cost for that attack. Is it just throwing bandages at me? Do you have any idea how unsanitary that is? God. Okay, so... Left, right? Yep, okay. Okay, was it here? That was over there. No, So there's where that is, but I can't get it because I don't have the ability to swim yet. Okay, hang on, let's try something else. See, the problem is Konami has no interest in making a Castlevania. Why would they? They make money. And that sounds like a joke, but I really don't mean it as one. Okay. So here's a pickup, right? I was right. So you see those white dots on the map? Those actually go away once you pick up the item. So you're probably thinking, well, duh, Lord, but actually I've seen a lot of games that do those little white dots, and they're just like points of interest. But the fact that those mark which items I haven't picked up yet, that's going to be a lot more useful. That's great. That just boosted the map in my mind right there. Yes, this is a fan game. Castlevania ReVamped. Get it? Hey, Evo, this game is called Castlevania ReVamped. I'm debating either that or I might give it a guidance positive, because indicating, like, we have a history for those kind of positives where the game tells you this is what you're missing in this area, right? There's been a gradient of how well designed that is based on the game, but I'm still with that. I still think that's a good thing. Speaking of, hey, check it out. Boom. While we're here, let's spend some money. We can buy a bunch of, like, cheap stuff. Just start getting... Like, see if we unlock anything, you know? Like Dakota mentioned. Hey, TSB. Happy Friday. Or we could buy the expensive stuff and just do that. Ah, it's tempting. That's the no knockback right there. We don't even have the dash yet. So that makes sub-weapons cheaper. That's the thing I was mentioning earlier. That makes it so we heal periodically when we attack with our whip. And this makes it so that the Laurel heals for 2 instead of 1. Those are the major ones I was debating. Let's save up. Let's save up for the heavy boots. I think that's the right call. Lord knows Dream Whisperer's idea of getting the kinship card was absolutely the right call. Credit to Dream Whisperer for that. Sorry, there's another pickup like right over here, and I'm curious what it takes to get it, because we might have access to it like right now. We do. Nice. Okay, so that requires the swimming thing. I'm not sure what that requires. That requires some kind of jumping thing. I don't know what those are. And we know there's several items that require being able to navigate spikes and water separately. Jump. God. This is how I go downstairs. How about you? I still have the cursed card too, so I have the option of trying to find a farm spot, if there is such a thing. The other reason, we were just talking about this with Metroid, the other reason I like having this kind of indicator on the map, it tells me there's a secret here. In other words, I still have to scan the walls like I'm doing right now, but at least I know to scan the walls here. Make sense? I know I've said this a lot this year, but I can't solve a puzzle if I don't know it's there. If I have to just scan every square inch of the world in order to find something, then that's just aggravating, right? Exactly, Moot. Ooh, those are new. So that's what we need to get that. So we need a dash thing, a spike thing, and a water thing. Oh, and a fire thing. All of those are things we know exist and do not have access to yet. Yes, this is Castlevania revamped. Why don't we go ahead and progress for now? Good morning, Walker. It would be awesome as if whenever I get a damage upgrade, it also increases the damage of the familiar. You notice it's hitting for 8, just like we are. I also noticed he made the imps a little bit, the fleas less aggressive in this version, which I am completely fine with. Haha game. So for those of you who don't remember, in the original game, there was a portion where pretty much that same thing happened. You're like, alright, I'm making progress, woo, and then, you know, plummet. And that's where the Catacomb level started. Here's our loop, too. Looks like. Yep, let's go ahead and get that shortcut opened. There's an item. Oh no, that's the one I was just looking at. Okay. Oh no, the enemies really like to get inside your hitbox, and that's especially egregious because, for those of you who didn't catch this, our weapon does not attack around our hitbox. Like, I know this is going to sound strange, but our weapon attack starts out here, where our hand is. The enemy is over here, in our living space, right? And that has already been an irritant many times. It's actually one of the only gameplay negatives I've given so far. Second place. Gotta get some lore typing. I'm sorry, look, I know what you mean, but I love that sentence. To be fair, I like it. I mean, yeah. Alright, I should jot down music, because the music's been kind of a banger so far. Okay. No, the real thing to say is that, in fairness, I'm pretty much sticking to the healing item for my sub-weapon. So I'm kind of locking myself out of a substantial amount of kit to be able to heal. A decision I don't regret, it's worth noting. Oh, right, actually, before we go any further. The Mummy Man. These 5 mummies were once Egyptian priests who served under Ramses II. They were found by Dark Lord Dracula during one of his expeditions to Egypt and brought back to Castlevania. Being given new immortal life by Dracula, these priests now serve and defend their new master and his castle. I think we've got some new stuff here. A cursed collection of stained glass shards brought together to form a sharp monstrosity. Despite its intimidating stature, the monster is still just glass. Good morning, Braven. Good morning, Kraken-san. Unlike the standard ghosts that haunt the castle, these spirits are ripped directly from hell and bring with them some of the hellfire. Seeking release from their eternal torment, blazing spirits attack passerbys with fierce, fiery viciousness. Hunchbacks, aka fleas. Despite having the appearance of hunched over men, these creatures are actually monstrous. These are actually monstrous creatures summoned forth from the dark forests of the world. Having adapted to the treetops of their home, these creatures are extremely agile and will pounce on their target over and over until it's dead. Yeah, they will. As such, when facing these monsters, it's best to keep your distance. A simple undead skeleton, revived from the bones of past guests to the castle. Their bodies are cobbled together from different bodies, and therefore often have extra bones, which they use as a projectile. Avoid these and move in close for a quick kill. Cursed birds, these are the ones that my niece was calling the skeleton birds, that haunt the airy parts of the castle. These persistent attackers use their talons to deal damage as they swoop on their prey over and over. I think we already looked at that. Yeah. Hellhound, a monstrous hound summoned from the depths of hell. These dogs were vicious yet cautious. They will lie in wait in closed corridors and then rush out at their prey when they get close. Floating skull, a cursed skull that Dracula has given the powers of flight. He has also placed a portal inside of its mouth that allows it to vomit out a torrent of jagged bones from the crypts hidden within the castle. A lesser mummy pillaged from hidden tombs in Egypt. These mindless mummies have been reanimated with dark magic to haunt the halls of Castlevania. Their wraps have become loose with time, and they will throw these cursed scraps at their foes. Kind of, Walker, but not really, no. I mean, there's not a lore term for that, there's just a term for that, it's called a deal breaker. That's not my term, obviously. So, yeah, as I say, we're still kind of limited underwater here. What if I can manage this? Nope, I can't wall grab underwater. Oh, there's those arrow things. Oh, excuse me. Ah, the bestiary? Absolutely, Luke. I've already jotted it down, even. I have hit a few deal breakers in my career. Generally speaking, deal breakers I try to be fair about, because what is a deal breaker for me won't necessarily be a deal breaker for everyone, right? God damn these stupid bats! So about that no knockback ability, huh? Oh. I'll name a specific example. In Mario Galaxy 2, the controls are a deal breaker. The controls are so bad in Galaxy 2 that it completely ruins the entire rest of the game. It's another spike one, by the way. And spiders. I really like the mix down here. Get off me! Let's see. I suppose Signalis would also be a game that had a deal breaker. Being horrifically depressing. Good morning, Maverick. Something I gave a positive for, if you remember. So yeah, I generally don't score deal breakers in the strictest sense of the word, unless it's something that's a lot more objective. So I suppose that's my answer to that. Oh my god, these are just at a terrible angle. This is awful. Yeah, we're gonna have to be a little more cautious with these guys. Left or right? Someone in chat, left or right? And yeah, the durability problem in Breath of the Wild is a good example of that. Now, a capital P problem is a little bit different. That's not a deal breaker. That's just something that's a cascading issue with a game. So there's another one of those lightning spots. So we've got lightning spots, we've got fire spots, we've got spikes, we've got water, we've got frickin' spider webs. Wait, that's underwater, and dash spots. Yeah, hit me, Blade Javal. Oh yeah, you know what? Mandatory motion blur. That's actually a good example. Anytime a game is legitimately nauseating or otherwise problematic like that, yeah, that's not great. We actually had that with oh god, what was the name of that game? The game with the freaking horns. That had to I edit in order to make it playable. Greedfall. Like, Greedfall was legitimately nauseating to me. It was, God, what was it? It was a combination of depth of field, motion, like camera wobble, and motion blur, I think, was the three. And, oh, God, that was unpleasant. Yeah, I don't blame you, Luke. I've been told by several people that the content of the game itself is fine. Something I also don't agree with. But that's a good example of a deal breaker right there. I actually have another example of a deal breaker. Anything relating sexual assault is just something that, at this point in my life, is just something I'm not willing to put up with. Let's keep going left. There's another ice spot. Actually, yes, Blade 12. That is true. Andor, look. Andor Season 2 is actually hard vetoed for me. And that's not changing anytime soon. That sounds pretty cool, actually, to go to. Isn't it good? And there's a fire thing. There it is. I'm blind. It was right in front of me. So I need a fire thing and an ice thing for this corridor. I mean, if you really want me to go into it, the fact that they decided to add that to Star Wars, you could infer that that existed in Star Wars, but to my knowledge, that's the first implicit existence of that concept in Star Wars. And this is actually something I've talked about before, because a surprisingly large amount of fiction doesn't have that as a concept in it, even in situations where they otherwise might. And Star Wars was one of those things. And now it isn't. I think that's the Flame Whip. Yep. Oh, that's a swap. Adrian Whisperer. Oh, ha ha ha. Yorick is someone who kicks his head around at us. Do you get it? Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. A fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. It is, but also I can do this. And just let it sit there and do damage. Pretty much, Kennex Cow. Pretty much. Like, the problem for me, and you can make fun of me for this, I'll accept that, is that the entire setting is now tainted by its existence. So... let's hit this way. I love that attack. Now I gotta sit there. But it can do stuff like that. Hey, Ross. I've got a whip chainsaw. Not literally, but I mean, come on. I noticed there's no Ninja Gaiden respawns, by the way. Did you catch that? It's per zone. Kind of like Zelda 2R was. Okay, so we can go up or right. Let's go right. No, I don't think I did. Well, I'm glad I went right, because that requires the Ice Whip. Don't worry about it, Dream Whisperer. It's not worth thinking about. Oh, okay, fine. Just for you, I'll mute everything. That's alright. It looks a lot like the Voyager game, really. Not in a bad way. That would be my knee-jerk thought about it. Like, they've even got the character cards, right? Which have... You have this specific ability. And then you can uncover information about people to figure out if they're Cylons or not. You can interrogate people with different chances of success to figure out if they're Cylons. You've got clear stat. They only show them for like a millisecond, but you've got stats on your Vipers and your Raptors. And a set number of fighters you can deploy at a time, etc., etc. It looks fine. I'm not honestly super invested in Battlestar Galactica as a franchise. So even though it's a similar thing, the Voyager one just looks more interesting to me because it's Voyager. And because I played the Voyager one, it was actually legit. What was I going to do? How did I get up there? Oh man, I get terrible ads. You kidding me? Actually, I can tell a funny story here, but I probably shouldn't. Wait, hang on. I have to go this way. I can't. I literally can't. I can't make that jump. But the other way needed ice, not fire. Maybe I should go there. Let's try there. I'm gonna go down. No! 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 Okay, so further down, further down. Actually, you want to know the kind of ad I get the most on YouTube every time? It's not often that I'll pull up YouTube on the actual YouTube app these days, but when I do, there's 3 types of ads I get. Business solutions. Yeah, just generic IT support stuff, right? Second type of ad I tend to get is for extremely obvious knockoff clones of video games, like usually Warcraft related, like the Chinese knockoff games that are hilariously terrible. And the third, can anyone guess before I tell you? Insurance. Good guess, actually. It would look at my age group and say, he wants insurance. But, nope. VPNs? Nope. Jet2 Holiday? Don't even know what that is, but I'm going to go no. Viagra. Actually, I have had that ad a couple of times recently, which I also find amusing. Again, probably just looking at my age group. No, it's actually AI. Think about that for a second. They're trying to win me over in the worst way possible, by spamming me with ads. Ooh, that guy's got some health. Ads increase the revenue of a product. Therefore, we must do as many ads as possible to increase revenue as high as possible. Beep boop. Honestly, that wouldn't surprise me if that's literally the thought process going into that. Man, the kind of violent mandrake made in the Dark Lord's torture lab. Using the fluids of his dying victims, Dracula sprouted these thornweeds as a trap for unwitting trespassers. Watch the floors carefully and eliminate these weeds quickly. Eagles. These well-trained eagles assist the hunchbacks, serving as support for who carry in reinforcements. Watch the skies, as they have been known to drop hunchbacks directly on top of their targets. Wall widows. A poor widow who spent the remainder of her life staring at the wall. Jesus. When she died, her spirit got stuck in the wall. She spends her afterlife jumping between surfaces to attack anyone who reminds her of the joy she once had. Swamp Thing. The Swamp Thing was originally a person who was murdered by a jealous friend. His body was dumped in the haunted swamps that surround Castlevania. Here, he became one with the swamp and now manages all the plant life in the castle with his countless bodies. Water Blob. Water cursed with a perverted consecration. Rather than being blessed with the power to cleanse evil, this water has instead become evil and seeks to suck out the life of anything it can touch. Mudman. The haunted corpse of an unfortunate soul that drowned in the dark swamps around Castlevania. They sunk into the deep parts of the castle and prowl in the darkness. Their bodies have become so infused with mud they are very difficult to destroy. Bone Scimitar. Another of the undead remains of previous guests to the castle, these skeletons were trained in the art of swordplay in life and used those skills to lash out at intruders in the afterlife. Yorick. Alas, poor Yorick. This poor man once served a great prince, raising him in the absence of the king. After his untimely passing, Yorick's head was removed and used as a memento of sorts. In his undeath, he has found it difficult to keep track of his head and often drops on the floor, where he proceeds to inadvertently kick it around at alarming speeds. While he surely means no harm, his confused fumblings can prove as deadly as any other monster of the castle. Lesser Demon. Fallen angels who are corrupted by the fires of hell. These demons were sent forth by Lucifer to assist... Lucifer exists now in this setting. To assist the Dark Lord in his conquest. Seeking vengeance for their fallen status, lesser demons lash out violently at mortals. They can take to the skies and attack their villains with sharp talons. Okay, so we can't go this way. Yeah, that's not happening. That requires ice. No! Let's try up. Promising. So let's see, we had Cat Ladies in Soten, and now we have Wall Widows in Castlevania Revamped. Sensing a trend. Double jump. Speaking of me getting spammed by emails, the monthly Patreon post is live for anybody who hasn't already done that. Biggest changes? Oh, Jesus Christ, I don't even know where to start with that. Enemy design is different. Combat is different. Kit is different. What the hell? Yeah, I think this is like the neighboring town or something. The visuals are different, the bosses are different, the fact that it's actually an open-world map in Metroidvania style instead of a series of linear stages is different. Yeah, this is nothing like the original. That's the answer. I'm no longer worried about not having reviewed Castlevania 1 before this game. This is a new game, more so than Zelda 2R was. Like, this might actually be closer to the effect of what we'll see with Mega Man X8 later than anything else. So, you know how you can put donations towards something, Mook? Oh, absolutely, Eva. This is 100% a modern game. Even down to little things like how it handles respawns or rendering is very clearly a modern game. I don't know what engine this is, but you can just feel it. Yeah, someone wanted to make a Castlevania game, used some of the art assets from Castlevania 1, and some theming from Castlevania 1. And here it is. That's not a dig, to be very clear. Anyways, yeah, it's the funding for the Patreon. That's all it is. I put out a post manually every month to keep track of that kind of thing. I believe this is a solo project, which once again just kind of continues to remind me of how pathetic it is that, you know, bigger companies out there can't put out this kind of quality with much more people and way more money. Yes, I know not every solo dev project wins, and I know that a solo dev isn't the key to success. That's not the point here. I'm just shaming AAA companies, because frankly, they deserve it. Save that one too. So I could go back and get a few things, but I still need the Ice Whip. I still need something to do with spikes. I still need like a triple jump, and I still need to be able to interact with the speed dashes. So I think I'm going to hold off on like going back and sweeping until we have more items, more unlocks. You know, Evo, your game is unironically and unjokingly better than a game that took people several dozen $1 million and 8 years to make. Hell, your demo is better than that. But don't take that as an insult. You're awesome. Okay, so time for the creature, it looks like. Let's refill our hearts first. I mean, it's still true. It still counts, you know. You still get credit. Come on. Take credit. Oh, yeah. And Blade 12's correct. That was also the exact game they wanted to make. There was no exterior pressure to Starfield. It wasn't a Dragon Age 2 situation. Or a Dragon Age Inquisition situation. Or a Dragon Age 4 situation. Okay. Last time. Why does the creature have a flamethrower? I guess so, because that's the third enemy that uses that flamethrower attack. Oh, and there's the ice whip. So now we're just missing spikes, water, dash, and fly. Which I guess is a lot of things. Oh, that just does a lot of damage. That's double the damage of the chain whip for perspective. Not that I'm aware of, Moog. Yeah, looks like a no. There's no like RNL to swap. Oh, speaking of flight. Okay. I know where to go next. I noticed the bird does not do more damage, by the way. Faster way up there? No, not really. Okay, whatever. I notice it also kind of stuns him for a second, too, while I hit him. So, big damage and a stun. Not a bad contrast to the Flame Rip, which is no stun whatsoever, but lots of damage maintained. Also, the crits on this whip are ridiculous. Oh, we should go buy something. I just realized. Remind me next save point to, like, go buy stuff before we die. We haven't died in a minute and I'm getting arrogant. I need to not do that. I liked their McGriddles back when they were actually good push-ups. Which at this point would have been a little over 10 years ago now. Wait, I already went out there. No, this is where I'm going. if I could level one extremely small complaint about this game, I wish I had a mini-map. I'm a little bit spoiled because, you know, Metroid Plus Saving had that, and it was invaluable to just be able to glance up in the upper right and be like, where am I? Instead of having to do this periodically. So, McDonald's also used to have this steak McGriddle, which was really good. Yep, it's not really a thing anymore. Jesus. Just murder those guys. It'd also be helpful because I keep checking to see if there's any power-ups here or items that I need to be checking for, right? It would just be nice to be like, oh, there's a thing here. Ta-da! You know. So. Oh, shoot. So you like Medusa heads? We got mega Medusa heads here. Oh, I remember that, Ross. I remember the McLean, which to this day is still probably my favorite overall burger at McDonald's. Probably dating myself there because that's back in the 90s at this point. Yeah, so ditto Maverick, but I didn't actually know that at the time, if that makes sense. Oh, well, we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. So I had discovered this really nice sausage food, this really nice breakfast sausage at a local place, right? I was like, cool, I'm going to use that. So I made an entire spaghetti with that as the meat. It tasted really good. And then I regretted it. It was extremely good, but oof. Yeah, the McLean was actually why? Why can't I warp? There we go. That was weird. Oh, it was extremely delicious. It was just extremely unpleasant. Not that there was any fast food involved. I'm not sure why you're mentioning that. I was going to say something. This would right, the McLean. The McLean would have been 1995, roughly. So yeah, that's officially 30 years ago. Okay, so let's get the heavy boots. Boop. And just for funsies, we'll grab that. But yeah, the Arch Deluxe is another good one. Toy Room? The name of this area is Toy Room. Now, you want my hottest take about McDonald's food? I actually quite unironically enjoy the McRib. Now, I also doctor it up myself with, you know, stuff from the fridge. I still like it. hell is this place? I know this isn't really Castlevania 1, but I don't remember the toy room in Castlevania 1. Actually, this is a recent one. You want to know my biggest regret about Lightning? About Taco Bell? The 7-layer burrito. The frickin' ghosts. There's not a lot of pictures that survive, but if you want to feel weird about the way that the economy has been going for the last 30 years, you'll find a menu of any place you know from the 90s or 80s. In fact, there's a game, I've actually talked about this before, there's a game I like to play where you look in the background during movies from the 80s, because there you could usually see things that they're just kind of accidentally in the shot, like gas stations, where you can see gas station prices. I mean, it was gutsy, but it was also extremely stupid. Especially since he didn't prepare for it at all. Like, you'd think if he was going to do that, he would actually prepare for the attack he knew was coming. Also, it's extremely bad writing. Like, just to be blunt. Tony Stark's location is not some state secret. He lives in a mansion in, like, Santa Barbara. What the? Oh, I hit the spikes, that's why. Ooh, those guys have some health. Okay, so that's a ceiling. Oh, excuse me, Zactap. I rescind all of my points now because I accidentally got the city wrong. I apologize profusely. God damn it. Frickin' spear guys. That's why spears are the best weapons right there. Because they're assholes in Castlevania. This feels like a boss area. I am wrong. This is just hell. Oh my god. We'll go down first. So we're probably going to get a lightning whip. Do you think they're going to do anything to make the chain whip useful? Because, like, this chain whip's still there on the card, but, like, why? The chain whip is inferior to the other two whips in every way at the moment. Dungeon, which requires lightning to get in. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's a lot of damage spam in here. I'm actually curious, too. We've already got the big heavy hitter, which stuns. That's ice. And then we've got the chainsaw whip. That's fire. Fire. I can talk. Jesus Christ, that knockback. Oh, an AoE would be nice. Especially especially with the amount of damage I'm taking. Good God, this frickin' place. That's our boss. Okay, hang on. Cool. Okay, whatever, let's just try it. See what happens. We just saved. Turns out I died. Pretty much exactly what I was expecting. If I want to walk in with that few hearts. Just grab that while we're here. Taking too much damage while farming hearts. Okay, new plan. I got an idea. We're not gonna use any hearts this fight. See, I was ahead of the curve. I didn't have a mullet until the 90s. Also, it was accidental. I was trying to get, long hair going, and the problem was the hair was only growing in the back for some stupid reason. Okay, I know I said I wouldn't heal, but, I'm gonna heal. Because we got that. We got lucky. I'll take it. We accidentally hit him into the wall. So what does this give us? Okay. Interesting. That's weirder to control than I thought it would be. But yeah, so now we have access to ledges, so we're still missing lightning, water maybe, and spikes. Although this might have solved the spike issue. Oh, it's pretty bad, isn't it? Like, unironically, it does kind of challenge Threshold. I still think Threshold is worse. I do. Yikes. Also, I see how it is. You'll watch Tattoo for Steve Shives, but not for me. We still need lightning to go right, which means it wants us to backtrack somewhere. Huh. It was really bad. Like, I know there's that concept called unfortunate implications, which is usually something that's done unintentionally. But even if you ignore all that, Tattoo was just a trash episode. See, you say that, Blade Devon, but when we went back through Threshold for the lore run, I don't agree with that anymore. Like, it's the density of bad. It's like Secret of the Stars, right? There are arguably worse games than Secret of the Stars, but Threshold is so dense with just this non-stop cavalcade of awful. Just this endless torrent of horrible. In multiple ways. When we were doing the lore one, we had to literally pause periodically. And by periodically, I mean about every 30 seconds, just to discuss everything that just happened in the last 30 seconds. I don't have a strong idea where to go. Let's do something. Let's go do a little bit of catch-up. Just a bit. Yeah, exactly. Threshold... You know what? That is probably the most damning thing I could say about Threshold. It is that bad without having to rely on any offensive material, right? It's not, you know... Ooh, enemies upgraded. Yeah, it's not like Code of Honor, which is just, what the crap. It's an episode of Voyager, Morganite. And yes, Tattoo, as the name implies, is one of the Chakotay episodes. It's the other really, really bad one in Voyager. Is there a good Chakotay episode? Yeah, Simon can just do this now. I can't think of a really good Chakotay episode. I can think of some tolerable ones. I can think of a couple of episodes where he was worth a damn in them. It's about as far as I can go with that. And that's not me trying to be mean. I'm being sincere. Poor Dracula. Why do the Belmonts now have the power of flight? One bullcrap technique. Two bullcrap techniques. I've been told before that it's not really Beltran's fault that his acting was terrible. I mean, it was fine push-ups, but that's about as much as I can say about it. It also tried a little bit too hard to do a couple of things too wrong. But it is probably as good as we've got, yeah. Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. There are individual scenes... There it is. Voyager, where Chakotay has a scene, and he's just kind of terrible. Just there's no nice way to put that. His acting is awful. And the problem with that, yeah, okay, I can't get up there still. Okay, so this is still, we still need an underwater solution. Okay. Although I could try to do this. Nope, I can't dash underwater. Okay. Good to know. We did a bit of a thought exercise for a few scenes, just to really emphasize. All you have to do is think about the lines that Beltran has been given, and then acted properly. And the scene becomes a lot better instantly. Robert Beltran, Morganite. Also known as the biggest jackass of the Trek actors. Off camera, I mean. Okay, so that still needs the water thing. That still needs the speed thing. What those need, I haven't looked at those in a while. Oh god, but why? Yes, absolutely worse than Shatner. Like, in so many different ways. Let's go here. So, Shatner's actually a pretty complex topic to talk about. I hate to be the one to defend him, but since no one else will, that's kind of my job now. There's two things about Shatner a lot of people tend to forget. First of all, he's actually a good actor when he bothers to try. The bothers to try is one of the problems there. But it also comes down to the fact that most directors just don't know how to pull a good performance out of him. There are multiple episodes and movies that prove that that William Shatner is actually a good actor. He's also a professional actor, and I know what you're thinking, what does that matter? So, some actors, Beltran, excuse me, will do this thing where they will allow their personal biases to get in the way of their performance. There we go. And I guess we just go across. Hope for the best. Okay, we're dead. But we're not dead. Secretly alive. Now we're dead again. But we're back to being alive. We've never been more back to being alive. No! No! I was right there! God damn. Stupid gargoyle things. Actually, yeah, Ross, unironically. You can make fun push-ups. It's okay. Everyone does. But you're still wrong. And that's the problem. People like to meme on Shatner because it's funner to meme than to actually look at reality land. Oof, this is a jump right here. Oh, God. Yeah, the easy example of William Shatner being a good actor is... Jesus Christ, these stupid things. Is Danny Crane. Or yeah, honestly, Star Trek VI is another good example. While we're on the subject. Oh, I can go left. I didn't realize I could do that. Oh, but it's delayed. Oh, that's wild. Anyways, the second thing about Shatner is he's had a weird double arc. So first of all, he started off, and he was kind of on his rise, and he did absolutely have an ego, and that absolutely got in the way on the set of the original series. No question, no denying that. And that caused a huge amount of friction between him and his fellow cast, not the least of which being Nimoy. I don't think I can make this. I think I have to do it from the other side. I just have to be way better about turning, because I have to turn way early. Like, I have to anticipate when the gargoyles are going to show up. Most people point to that as an example of Shatner being a bad actor push-ups. No! No! Why? Why didn't you turn left? Why? That is... Oof. I want this. I want this now. This is mine. Anyway, sorry, getting off topic. So first of all, professional actor. Second of all, decent actor occasionally. Third point, so he started off, and he was kind of a dick on the set of TOS. I'm going to stress that word kind of. He was like Brent Spiner. In other words, nowhere near the levels of someone like, say, Beltran. Oh, this is specifically ice, too. Then he went through some stuff immediately after Star Trek V, specifically. And after Star Trek V, he tried to turn it around and was just kind of more capable of making fun of himself, went out of his way to consider his fellow actors more and respect them more, and tried to reach out and be friends with people more, and just generally tried to be a better human being. I know that sounds like low-hanging fruit or low bar or whatever, but I will always give him credit for at least bothering to try and do that. Then something weird happened, and I have theories about why. He also specifically reached out to Nimoy to try and be friends with Nimoy. And by all accounts, the two were actually pretty good friends, pretty much until the end there. God, Shatner's still alive. A little bit further. No! No! Why? God, the controls are so bad. Why are they so bad? No! Shatner is older than Stewart, yes. By quite a bit, actually. Thank you, Seraphim. Always appreciate you. Anyways, the final part here, it's really rough. Like, it's hard to even put into words. Kingdom Hearts 4, Oblivion R, and Dealer's Choice. Thank you, as always. Anyways, the final thing that happened was Shatner became a dick. In fact, I can actually specifically say the type of dick he became, because he became a Twitter dick. He would just sit on Twitter and be a dick. I have a theory why that happened. Because if you look at the timeline, he didn't really start to be that much of an asshole until after Nimoy died. So there's a thing, this is a well-known phenomenon, where older people need more to keep themselves centered, for lack of a better way to put that. They need that kind of mental stimulus, and they need that kind of mental engagement. Yeah, they need their anchor, to put it extremely simply. And I honestly think Nimoy was an anchor for Shatner. And Nimoy died. So that's it. That's the theory. There's nothing fancy here. God, that's hard to control. I think I have to hold. I think that might be what I'm doing wrong. Because if I tap left, nothing happens. No, no, not right at the end. No, 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 no! Oh, you asshole! God damn it! Okay, so I can actually use a specific example of that chill penguin. Have you ever seen Spock's brain? God damn it. Okay, well then screw you, because I refuse to elaborate in any way that does not involve Spock's brain. I want to make one more attempt at this, because this is ridiculous. And this is just for a hard up. I cannot believe it's this hard to get a freaking hard up. This is such a dick move, putting these assholes in this section, too. That's actually an interesting point. I don't have the knockback card on. Did we buy it? I actually can't remember if we successfully bought it or not. I wonder if that would prevent us from losing our dash in the air, though. Okay, let's die on purpose here. So, a professional actor is someone who will put in the best performance they can, is the summary here, Chill Pangolin. Spock's Brain is a really bad episode. Whoops. No, cancel. Let's turn off crew. We don't need that right now. Let's see if this helps, because I didn't even think about this. And yeah, it is worth a shot. Well, there you go. That's the answer right there, because we just tested it. God. No wonder. Look at that. What the hell was I saying? Spock's Brain is a terrible episode, and yet DeForest Kelley, not actually Shatter, does everything in his power to put in the best possible performance he can. In other words, don't let the fact that you're in a bad movie with bad lines and bad dialogue prevent you from putting in a good performance. That's what a professional actor means. It's actually pretty rare, to be completely frank. A lot of actors aren't what I would call professional actors in the manner I just described, and will specifically put in crap performances because they know it's a crap thing and they don't care. Shatner regularly puts in a solid performance because he is a professional actor. It's worth noting Nimoy would also qualify for that. Nimoy, at many points in his life, has absolutely hated a lot of the roles he's been attached to, including Spock, and yet has never tried to do anything other than the best job he could, with one noticeable exception. Okay, we finally got that. Jeez Louise. Let's go exploring a little bit. Hope we don't run into a boss, because I still have the no knockback equipped. Star Trek 1, Dream Whisperer. Nimoy put in a legitimately bad performance in Star Trek 1. It's probably one of the only times I've seen him act badly as Spock. One of those lightning spots. We're getting a lot of those now. I think it's going to be soon. Yes, Star Trek the slow motion picture, Mook. If you prefer the name. Oh, there's the dash thing. Yes, that's the one with the probe named V'ger. Okay, so that requires the dash. I guess we should go there next? What's that, Ross? Is it because you secretly hate me? It's okay. I accept it. Yeah, I've heard the motionless picture as well. As a kid, I also heard the no motion picture. It's worth noting that, going back for the lore run, TMP actually, I don't want to say scored, because I haven't scored it, but wasn't as bad as I remembered. Now, that's very low praise, but it's true. That is true, Ross. Turnabout Intruder actually has the same phenomenon, if you remember. Let's go test something, because I don't remember something, and I want to go remember it. Also, I'm very close to death, I just noticed. I guess I'll heal. Correct, Oak. I've been pretty mum on the person's identity, although it's not like it would matter. You don't know them anyways. That heal in there. You probably haven't noticed, Mook, but there's a show page on the website now. Guess that's another lightning spot. Pretty much all of that comes from that lower run. Yep, okay, so we still can't do underwater stuff at all. Good to know. So I noticed there is one consumable we can grab. I'm curious how it works. Let's try it really quick. Just while we're here, at a save point anyways. Ugh, nobody liked that Arshan guy. Nobody. Hello, Elizar. So I'm guessing we can only use it at a thingamabobber, this thing. I don't even see it. Let's turn back on our damager thing for now. We're apparently missing one ability, one whip. That's going to be the lightning boots. Or the lightning whip. And one boots. The lightning boots. That would be cool. Oh, so he you're right, Zephyr Blaze. I didn't even notice that, thank you. Yeah, so he refills it when I buy it. So in other words, I have to pay to go over here, and then pay 25, and then pay to go back. So it's like $100 for a heart refill. Okay. Let's head back over here. Glad I didn't buy more. I was actually thinking about buying some to stock them. Nice place. The dungeon. If Mr. Red was here, I'd ask him to say the bouncer, but in a similar tone. Okay, so we're just going to ignore the blood skeleton, because I've played these games before. No! No! I was weaponed against my will. More of those stupid dash things. So, of course, the creeper bones explode. Why wouldn't they? We have a bouncer sequence called Kingdom Hearts. Oh my god, this room. This room. This room. The enemy spam is getting real, I'll tell you what. Thank you, Mr. Rowe. That counts as spikes. I suppose that makes sense. That's a dash. Okay. Ow, ow, ow. Okay, leave, leave, leave. Okay. I was about to ask why the skeletons keep their swords in their rib cages. But then again, if I was a skeleton, I probably would too, just to be different. I mean, yeah, I have a scabbard, but who cares? I mean, given the whole cursed mythos thing they got going on, yeah, it's probably exactly what it is. In fact, we haven't actually looked at this in a minute. Let's see. Where were we? Where were we? A favorite pet of witches, frogs are much larger than standard, and their tongue can deliver a sharp blow to any unfortunate targets. And, where did that one? A skeleton, the Dark Lord of Dracula, fused with the wings of a harpy. These chimeric undead can soar through the air and use their spears to irritate the crap out of you when you're trying to get a heart upgrade. Killer toys. An assortment of childhood toys for an unfortunate soul that grew up in the castle. While cute and playful with children, they become violent when they spot an intruder. Yeah, we start off with like 4 health, Dakota. We are way above that now. Killer Mirror. A mirror with a very angry ghost trapped inside by one of Dracula's experiments. Despite being unable to leave the mirror, these vicious spirits still find ways to attack those foolish enough to walk by them. I sure hope so, Elizar. Jack-o'-bones. Skeletons that have been possessed by mischievous spirit of Jack of the Lantern. The bones they throw around will bounce around the room, tricking unsuspecting opponents. Dullahan. A dark, violent creature that takes the appearance of a man without a head. Legends of this monster abound all across Europe, but one thing remains consistent. His appearance means death. He slays his unfortunate victims with deadly thrusts from his human bone rapier. Golden Guard. An enchanted set of golden armor tasked with patrolling the halls of Castlevania. Their spears give them the reach and power necessary to take down even well-prepared foes. Gremlins. Small, mischievous, and intelligent creatures that have been known to cause malfunctions of all kinds of machineries, including ships. Dracula appears to keep them as caretakers of the castle, though they will relentlessly attack anything or anyone that seems out of place. They are particularly aggressive tonight, as they have been fed well past midnight. Frosty Bones. These skeletons are the result of the Dark Lord's experiments, where he attempted to summon the traitorous spirits from Cocytus. While he was unable to bring forth these spirits, he was able to trap some of the frozen wind of the ninth circle of hell. As such, these skeletons possess an icy composure, and will throw their bones with cold accuracy. Creeper Bones. Skeletons who have been infused with gunpowder by the Dark Lord. These anxious monsters are known to charge their opponents before detonating. Blood Skeleton. Reanimated using the Dark Lord Dracula's own vampiric blood. This gives them special undead properties that prevent them from being destroyed, putting themselves back together shortly after falling apart. Monster hunters would do well to attack and then quickly get away from their bodies before they rise again. Bone Claymore. Probably not later on. By the way, do you ever answer my question? The undead remains of holy knights who sought to slay the Dark Lord in life. In death, they serve as guardians of the castle, using their giant sword and superior strength to slay any intruders. About when we start FFR. A suit of heavy armor possessed by a powerful demon. Dracula has engineered this sentry to have a dangerous boomerang-like axe that returns to its user after being thrown. Oh, we've almost seen all the enemies of the game. There's only 50. Speaking of, the Creature. An unfortunate monstrosity created by Dr. Victor Frankenstein in his attempts to uncover the secrets of life. After being rejected by his creator and society as a whole, Frankenstein's monster was cursed to wander. The Dark Lord found him huddled in a cave in the frozen Arctic. Dracula promised him a home, until the monster defends his newfound family with his life. Yeah, bear, keep on it. Mirror Monster, an elven trickster who was cursed to roam the mirror dimension for his misdeeds and take the shape of any who cross its path. The Mirror Monster was found by Dracula, who used his dark magic to allow the Mirror Monster to temporarily escape its prison in exchange for its service. It now haunts the mirrors of the castle, eagerly waiting a chance to break free and confront any intruders. Yeah, I was thinking about starting, like, when we finish this instead of when we finish Mega Man. That's it, that's all. Simple question. Next instead of next. I'm not actually sure how much of this game is left at this point. We'll probably finish it today, but that would then mean the next game starts tomorrow. Okay, whatever, let's just try this. What the hell is that? Oh my god, is this Granfalloon? It's an 8-bit Granfalloon. That's Snow Moon. I'm not even memeing. That is No Moon. Oh my god, I'm trying to be cautious here and I'm just getting railed. Yeah, it's the corpse ball from Zone. Speaking of Soden. Okay. A cursed group of unfortunate souls forced together meaninglessly in the depths of hell by the devil. They now bear this unholy and torturous shape, lashing out all living things. This entity was given to Dracula as a gift by Satan as part of their pact to destroy the world. What? Granfalloon acts as yet another of Dracula's generals in his hellish army. Okay. I'm starting to think Dracula might not be a nice guy. Says the lightning whip. Deals minor damage and destroys certain types of blocks. Oh, there's the lightning whip. It's the fast attacker. Does way less damage. Yeah, it's 3 instead of 8 or 16. Jeez Louise. So I'm probably not going to use that, like, in combat. That feels like an unlock whip. Still don't know how to get through the dash things. True, Blitval. Ah.
shortcut get. So we still need a dash, we still need a water. We still need a spike solution, maybe? Unless the air thing is that. So we still need dash and we still need water. The red meter above health points, that's our health. So we are now at max health. So we're still missing 2 things. I'm guessing that's the water and that's the dash, right? So once we have those items, I'll think about going and gathering some things. Yeah, I will admit, oh, hello. Speaking of dash things. I will admit, for a surprisingly long time, it took a while for me to get used to the idea that hearts are ammo. Or mana, if you prefer. It's, hell. Oh, excuse me. Okay, let's do this. I need to gather my thoughts a little bit too. I haven't written down notes lately, and I should be doing that. I always run into this problem with a game that's just this dense. Looking cool. That's what I'm thinking, Takata, yeah. What's funny is you guys suggested adding a new category this year for the LGAs. Reminder, LGAs. And that category is most density in a game. We have had several games that probably qualify for that. Ooh. Okay, yeah, this... okay. Yeah, we literally just played one, and one before that, too. And it's not like a Corgi's Cozy Hike was long, either. Let's go ahead and commit to this for right now. So if we lose money, we lose money now. I will take that as a compliment, Morganite. Thank you. I'm wrong about a lot of things. Look, it's WoW, Ross. It's WoW. I'm sorry, it's WoW. I can prove it here. I've got numbers. Check it out. Let's look at the WoW run really quick here. Here we go. Let's see. So WoW got 3 pluses per hour to story and 0.6 pluses per hour to gameplay. Now, that probably doesn't sound impressive. Now think about how long the WoW run was. It's WoW! It's WoW! Alright, alright. Let me do this really quick here. Yeah, so we probably have had about 7 out of 10 stages. And that sounds about right. 9 teleports across them, too. Come on. Hello? Game? Hello? Hello? Uh-oh. What? This is a new one. Loud noise alert. Loud noise, loud noise, loud noise. There we go. Come on, wake up. I don't have a controller. I don't have a controller. My controller doesn't work all of a sudden. What? Oh, hang on. There we go. Hang on. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, I'm an idiot. Never mind. We're good. We're good. I'm stupid. I do like how it specifically says the card salesman. No, I I wasn't on the teleport map, and I was trying to move the teleport around. And that's my fault. I was actually on this map, and there's no input, right? Buttons don't do anything here. We're cool, everything's fine. Okay, so, I talked about the torture lab already. I talked about the ruins already. The catacombs were kind of brief, but I liked a lot of the platforming down there, so I think we'll jot down a plus for the catacombs. Jesus Christ, Blades of All. The courtyard. I wonder what our most negatives per hour is. It's probably Secret of the Stars, even now. I guess I can check. Let's see. So, real quick, the most positives per hour we've ever given out a game is Super Metroid. That's on both axes, by the way. So that's combined. The most negatives we've given per hour. Anyone want to guess? Other M's a good guess. It's way up there, but not quite. So, actually, amusingly, it is still Echo. But Echo is only barely more negative density than Secret of the Stars. It's like 11.58 versus 12.3 something. 2.8, I think, actually. Alright, so... Lol, chill out. Yeah, I haven't cleaned up the LGAs. I need to spend some time in doing it. Super Metroid was 54 pluses per hour. That's on both axes, again. Look, shut up, Ross. If there's one thing Super Metroid is supremely good at, it is density. What's even close? Mega Man 5 is actually second, believe it or not. It probably wouldn't, but give me a second. I can just equate that really quickly. That's a one data point change. So like 2 extra hours? Okay, so if we magically make it, let's just double the length. Let's make it a 5-hour game. That changes the golden number by literally nothing. It's too far over the cap. Literally nothing. StarCraft 2. StarCraft 2 had a total of 6.81 positives per hour, which, when you consider that StarCraft is a 63-hour game, is actually quite impressive. Okay. Oh, I need to jot that down too. Damn it. I mean, how long do you think it takes to get through Super Metroid? Just give me a number. Any number, Blake Duvall. I'm listening. I'm ready. I can take it. I'm ready. I'm ready. Five, okay. Well, then, yeah, 5 hours doesn't adjust the number at all. Which makes sense. It really is way over it. 20. Okay, that's going to crank the number down. I think I've ever spent 20 hours on that game. Let's see. So if we put it up to 20, the golden number drops by about 100. Give or take. Which means it is merely about 420-ish golden number. Merely. That boosts Dread's number by about 20, pushing it up to 378. Yeah, no, those caps on density exist for a reason. There's just too many games that are very, 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 very short that would be boosted way too high or low if we just used linear density. We've played a lot of... Look at how many no's we have during the Summer Walker. Yeah, Portal 2 just absolutely destroyed everything because of density, not because it's a great game, because it is. It's still one of the top games I've ever reviewed, but because the density was just shoving it that much higher. Hell, I remember when Mega Man, I think it was 3 or 4, was just like stupid high. Mega Man X1 was too, for the same reason. I'm not sure where to go. That requires water. That requires something we don't have, I'm almost positive. I don't know what that requires. So we've got 2 places we could go. Anybody would chat. So we could go middle, right up that little spoke up the very center, or we could go all the way, I guess on your end it would be this here, all the way to the west, the northwest. What do you think we should do? Northwest or middle? Northwest it is. We could get a life up over here. Oh, I still have the lightning equipped. Correct. No wonder. It's like, why is it taking so long? Sorry, Blade Duvall. The council has spoken. You're off the island. So yeah, this was what I was thinking of as the spikes solution. Well, this is certainly a health-taxing way to get through places. You don't want here, honestly. The power of Grayskull! Uh-oh. Okay, we're okay. That's an interesting question, Blade Troll. I think there was, yeah. At some point, I need to figure out a good farm spot. It needs to be somewhere where I'm going to not die, but the enemies actually drop some freaking money, because the skull idea didn't work. Yeah, I'm kidding, Zephyr Blaze. Hello, speaking of spikes. Another spikes thing. And a full heal. You know what? I'll take that. Yeah, so this goes back to what Taquita mentioned earlier. Look at our health. It's the red bar. Look at our freaking health. We started this game with 4 health. And I remember when I first saw that, I was actually freaking out a bit. I was like, oh god. How am I going to beat a Castlevania game with 4 health? That is absolutely what I said, 100%. Definitely not anything else. That's a very me thing to say. I say that word all the time. Ever, I think. Here. So, upper left is lightning, so we can progress here now. Uh-oh, underwater. Oh, thank God. This is going to be the water thing. Allows full range of movement underwater. Ability to wall jump, dash, and double jump underwater restored. So water just doesn't exist now, basically. Okay, that's almost every item in the game. $24. Jesus, Walker. That's actually higher than I thought. Although, considering how many absolute bangers we've had this year. I mean, how many times have we gotten a game in the top 25 this year? Okay, I'll just look really quick. Let's see. So this year we had... Pokemon Violet, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, and... Looks like that actually is it, excuse me. So only 2, forgive me. Still, 2 games in the top 25 is not too shabby. How many have we had in the bottom 25? There we go. So we've had Third Birthday, Echo the Dolphin, Daggerfall Unity, Gothic 1, Deathloop, Age of Empires 1, Warcraft 1, Ultima 1, and Prince of Persia DOS. That's 9. But yes, we actually have the freaking, what's it called? The gravity suit. I was so disappointed by Deathloop. It's such a great concept, and I've been looking forward to it for actual years, ever since it was announced. I did 10 games I scored over. I was to say, I know we've had some good games this year. We've just been playing a few good games, like, just over the last few weeks here. I will admit, in my weakness, I was considering not doing footage for the LGAs this year. It takes a while to put that footage together, and there's just so many games to cover. We have had so many games this year. Oh, there's still another item. Oh, so I should mention something. So I've already talked about how I'm going to have the WoW GAs, the World of Warcraft Game Awards, for myself. Do you guys want me to split that up for you guys too? Or just not even bother with the extra work? Like, that's not a lot of work for me to do it for my pick, right? That'll take me a couple of minutes. But for you guys, that's going to be a lot of extra work. Yes, that's kind of what I was thinking. I don't mind doing it for myself. Again, it's not a lot of extra work, and it's the kind of thing that will allow WoW to kind of be over in its own bubble, which honestly it should be. If I wanted to be mean, I would include WoW and Guild Wars 2 alongside each other, which would kind of be mean. And to be clear, this would be a one-off thing. I wouldn't do this in future years. It's just we covered WoW and Guild Wars 2 this year. That's true, Mook. Although WoW has the best, worst villain ever. I cannot think of a worse villain in fiction. Nope. Damn it. I actually had that. Okay, fine, we'll do it this way. Oh no, this requires the dash. And I still don't have the dash. Sorry, I misread you, Mook. I thought you meant worst main character. Because let's be honest, Bram is a main character, through and through. Like, he is arguably the main plot character for a huge swath of Guild Wars 2. And a lot of the stories specifically revolve around him. And then he leaves the plot for a little bit, and then he comes back. For some freaking reason. Silent walking. True. At least Bram didn't break the setting around him. God. I was gonna hold on off this, but honestly it's right here anyways. And there's a warp point right here, so... Let's go ahead and get this item. We saw this right at the beginning of the game. By golly, we're gonna get it. Okay. I know, right? Just shove him into the corner where he belongs. Okay, so let's get the dash, and then we could actually start really sweeping. It's just a bit of validation, in my opinion. No, Mook. It's like, yeah, we know, guys, and it's like, yeah. So let's go do Blade Cheval's suggestion. Alas, poor Yorick. He's still kicking his head around. Wait, what? What? Patreon is apparently going to be trying to shut down more adult content soon. That's cute. Yeah, this is not the first time, or the second time, or the third time, or the fourth. I think this is actually the fourth time. I think you're right. It's the third or the fourth. Each time, they've been given pretty strong negative feedback about that, and they've probably noticed that they would lose a lot of money from a lot of creators who pretty much exclusively do adult content on Patreon. Yeah, it's not a non-insignificant number of their income comes from that, so I don't know what they're thinking there. Unless they're just, stupid. I mean, fair. Yeah, it's the Tumblr problem. We're gonna get rid of all the porn off Tumblr, okay. We're gonna get rid of all the porn off of Instagram. Okay. Or not Instagram, Imager. It's always about the payment processors, who love to weasel around that, by the way. I need the dash. I can't go middle, Blade Tavol. I need the dash. You lied to me, Blade Tavol. Well... Oh, jeez, what happened with Cloudflare this time? I accuse you of being a vampire. I guess we could go northeast. It looks like there's something over there. Let's just head there, see what happens. That's true. Demons suddenly exist in this setting. I know. You could argue demons were in here before, but honestly, not really. Castlevania has always sat in that strange place of, like, not quite picking and taking ideas from basically every mythos simultaneously. Even the stuff that absolutely does not fit. It's not a dig, by the way. Actually, I like the vibe it generates. So this is called the Mario 3 approach. Real talk, I wasn't expecting that to work. That's because they did, Czar. If you ever actually look at the official statements the processors put out, they are very corporate speak and very lawyerese. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, I didn't technically say such and such, but they totally did. Oh, yep. We're up to 195 hearts now, by the way. And I don't even know how much health. I'm not even mad. Excuse me. 200 hearts. Alright, let's go ahead and just keep going at this point. It's fastest to just go through the toy room. Thankfully, there's a save at the end of this, so we can just take damage boost our way through this nonsense. Oh no! Oh no! That controls very strangely. Oh, that controls very strangely. Ah! Ah! There. Heal me. Thank you. Okay, so up, I guess? No, sorry, no. Down, then over. Yep, so up after this. God dang it. Why are there exploding skeletons in the dungeon? Don't answer that. Spoke this really quick, although I think this is a dash. Yep. That is also a dash. Okay. So both ups require the dash, which means the dash is somewhere back in the rest of the world. I don't have any ideas on that. You're right, bottom window was underwater. I remember that. I remember that. Let's do something here. Oh, dude, I do love talking about management sims in other franchises. So, Takoida knows this, so forgive me for the repetition, Takoida, but for those of you who haven't heard me talk about this, one of my favorite things to do is identify unique stuff, right? What would be unique that you could do in a Castlevania management sim, right? Like, we talked about the Metroid one, where Samus invades, and, oh my god, and causes issues depending on how much you earn her ire. So what do you do with a Castlevania one? Obviously, you'd probably be building Castlevania itself that kind of fits. Oh, die, die, die. And we're dead. I mean, them die, not me. That's another dash block. Oh my god, all these frickin' dash blocks. Yeah, we've got to have, like... So let's go to the water spot, Bladefall mentioned. Thank you for pointing that out, Bladefall. And you say you don't pay attention while at work. Pshaw. That's... Oh, lightning, lightning. Yes, more life. So now we can do this. There's those dashers, but... By the way, I think my favorite mix of all the songs is the Catacombs so far. The one that's playing right now. How the hell am I going to do this? Here's with these stupid spiders. Okay, I got it. Ooh, okay. I can do this. I can do this. You stupid spider! Ah! Hey, familiar, could you kill those spiders for me, please? I'd really appreciate it. Please. Please. Holy crap. Oh my god, it's Cthulhu. Cthulhu? You okay, Cthulhu? It is actually is Cthulhu. It's not even a joke. Look at his name in the lower right there. Jeez Louise, he's got a lot of attacks too. I actually have that DLC, Morganite. Go back to bed. Cthulhu. A member of the great old ones that once ruled the earth, Cthulhu was found by Dracula sleeping in an ancient city beneath the ocean. While worshipped as a god by many cults, Cthulhu has not yet regained his full strength. He allies himself with Dracula so he may regain his powers and assist in taking back the world while he waits. Yeah, I think we might be a little overstated, because that was probably supposed to be an insane boss, and we just kind of ran over that. And... boots. Well, our slide is faster now. I think that's our movement tech for the game. In addition to, you know, being able to finally get through those stupid things. Yep. Shine sparking time. And also we have everything, so now we're going to go sweep. So let's get everything, shall we? Save, first of all. Let's start... Gosh, where do we want to start? There's a bunch of stuff everywhere. Let's start with the thing that's like way out in the middle of nowhere first. Just off by itself up here. Whee! Oh my god, this is stupid. I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad. This is just silly. Okay, let's go back. Honestly, I think it's faster to just go back. Well, no, actually, no. Let's just go this way. Let's just go this way. We're kind of equidistant from everything up here. Okay, so, right. I'm trying to think of, like, the benefit and purpose of raising the level of cursedness of the area around Castlevania. Obviously, resurrecting Dracula is kind of a big deal. Do we have that be an end game goal? Is that like it? Or is Resurrecting Dracula, like, the reset point? I realize I just pitched the same idea of a reset point with Metroid, but it kind of feels like it fits for Castlevania, right? Like, you want to raise Drac, and then accomplish as much as you can while he's up, before inevitably a Belmont shows up and finishes that. Right? Oh man, Dragon Quest builders for Castlevania, that feels like that would fit well. Whee! Whee! Up. You know, honestly, I think it's literally fastest to just go there from here, rather than even bother trying to teleport around. Our movement speed has gone up a little bit recently. You know, Dracula's over there just sweating as he watches Simon get more and more ridiculous. So, okay, we've got areas. We can combine the areas. We're trying to raise cursedness, obviously. Ooh. Trickier jump than it looked like. right there. I do. And do you know why, Evo? Do you know why? It's because I can do this. Oh, still another one. My goodness. How many items did we miss in this room? There's a decent chance we'll beat this game this stream. We're doing the the end game 100% sweeping, Morgan. I think we're bearing down on the end game here. Not the least of which we got the last movement tech, which is very much our freedom point. And it is, too. We have access to everything now. I'm just ignoring enemies because I can. At the moment, stupid frickin' spiders. Oh, the stupid frickin' spiders. At the moment, I'm just gonna stay here and die. Yep, okay. About 3.5, maybe 4. Although I am bothering 100%, as I often do for games like this. That kind of standardizes the time a bit. Let's go get that one by the other save point really quick while we're here. I'm pretty sure the original would be substantially shorter. But then again, I look forward to being wrong about that when we get there. Let's go to... let's just go back where we were. Yeah, the Fire Whip is definitely the best weapon for my playstyle. Don't mistake it, the big heavy chonker of the Ice Whip is nice. It just doesn't really qualify the same way as the Fire Whip. To put this into simple terms, the Ice Whip is a shotgun, or a rocket launcher actually might be a better comparison point. The Fire Whip is a minigun. And I'm sorry, I'm just gonna take the minigun. Hi, Izmir Star. I'm really sad that you're having a miserable several weeks. I hope that's something simple, like illness-related, and not anything even worse. We need to have less miserableness. Can we do that? Can we make less miserableness? Is that possible? Oops. You also, you notice he can't move for... it's not that long, it's like about half a second, but there's this... boom, boom, before you can move again. Exploding PSU related. Been there. Thank you for the sub. Yeah, lightning is like pistols if pistols were bad. To be frank. I hope you get to poke at housing soon. I kind of haven't, but we do have a guild neighborhood, just saying. Let's see, so that's going towards Dragon Age 4. Wow, Midnight and Satisfactory. Do we make it so that enemies naturally spawn in a biome, Dakota? That almost feels like the wrong call, because it feels like RNG farming. So unless we make it like it's 100% guaranteed, you know, if you make a prison room, for example, you will get the bloody skeletons, right? Yeah, remember, the guy we're fighting is the vampire. We're not a vampire. Ignore me as I soar through the sky here. Yeah, I'm more focused on remix than I am on the housing stuff. And I've already said I'm going to commit to doing housing on camera, so... I'm not a vampire. I just parasitically stole all the vampire's powers by biting them. What? Oh my god, you're right. Mega Man's a vampire. Oh my god. How did I never see it before? Okay, I have a really horrible thought. So I was thinking about, like, win condition, right? What is the win condition for the Castlevania management sim? Good point, Zephyr. Good point. What if the win condition is to get Dracula to let go of the last of his humanity? So I would say there would be, like, 2 general ways to do that. One would be the obvious, to just, like, keep resurrecting him over and over and over and over and over and over and over until he's just sick of it, right? Which is, if you're paying attention, that's exactly what happened in the actual canon of Castlevania. God, this really is just the shine spark. I'm not even mad. The other option would be something a little bit more... yeah, exactly. Like, you bucket list all of the curse options and just do all the curses, and he's just like, ah! Gosh darn it, I'm sick of all this crap. But I would probably have, like, other, like, bonus ways to do it. I can't think of anything right now off the top of my head, but something, right? Some other methods to just kind of bypass the usual approaches. And again, might be related to scenarios, like which scenario you're playing. I'm firmly a big fan of the concept of, like, Frostpunky scenarios or Stellaris style events or whatever. You know, varying it up. So that's every item on the map that we can see right now. All of them. And if we look at the inventory, we have 80%, 87 items, 88 enemies, and 80 bosses. Yeah. At which point in time, Evo? Because the whole point, I wasn't actually joking. Dracula's humanity score goes down over time. Like, if we're talking Lament of Innocence or Symphony of the Night era, it's actually relatively high. Relatively high. Don't want to oversell it. For a Dark Lord of the Dead, he's pretty humane. Ooh, I missed an item. There's no such thing as an item I can't get now, so... let's get it. There it is. Yeah, I would say like a 5-ish, if we're counting like the Dracula who's frankly more of a character. By the time we get to, like, say, Castlevania 2, which is pretty far in the timeline, actually, it's a lot lower. He gets to the point where he's barely even capable of speech at a certain point. Correct to both questions, Mook. Wait, where am I? The Marble Gallery. Okay. See, normally I'd say we have Soten at home, but honestly, this game is really good, and that's an insult. Freddy? Freddy? Freddy. Sometimes referred to as the Hat Man, Freddy is a demon known to intrude on people's dreams, often killing them in their sleep with his knife fingers. He has been given a physical form by the Dark Lord so he may stalk the halls of the castle and defend it from intruders. Oh, and in case you missed it, we fought Cthulhu earlier. Rose Demon, a special species of rose bred by the Dark Lord Dracula to spit fire. And I particularly really like that flamethrower effect. I don't blame him, it's a nice effect. So this is what I mean. Castlevania has always been kind of a mishmash of a whole lot of different things, and I like that about it. I'm down, you know, I'm with it. Those were ectoplasms, ghosts who have been experimented on by the Dark Lord. Their slimy bodies possess the same incorporeal characteristics of normal ghosts, but with added durability. That's right, Dracula's actually a character in Vampire the Masquerade. Well, he's not like this guy at all. Actually, yeah. And honestly, that's probably at least part of why I like it so much, Moog. It's the Resident Evil thing. So I keep checking the map to make sure I'm not missing any items. If you're wondering what I keep doing there. Yep. As I say, we gotta fight death at some point, right? Oh, excuse me, the Grim Reaper. Ooh, he is up there. I think we might use ice for him. He is so far up there, I can't maintain the damage of the fire whip on him. I say that and then he comes down. Thanks, Death. No, I think I am going to stick with that strategy. Try to get big chonky hits in here. Oh my god. What is this? Shovel Knight? Wait, no, that wasn't Shovel Knight. That was Curse of the Moon, wasn't it? Great game, by the way. Highly recommend. Curse of the Moon 2 is also very good, but Curse of the Moon 1 is just really freaking good. Probably shouldn't screw around. Let's get some healing in here. Okay, that looked funny. That looked like he stopped because I whipped him. It's not. I think it's just coincidence, but still. I mean, the giant scythe probably doesn't help, Jill Penguin. Or does help, depending on how you look at that. Yeah, I'd love to be like, oh man, I totally did that on purpose, but no, I was trying to hit him. I noticed dodging him wasn't doing anything, so I thought maybe if I did something else, he would actually stop. Oh, right, speaking of death. The physical manifestation of death brought forth to assist the Dark Lord in his evil conquest. He was sent by Lucifer himself, as part of a pact with Dracula to help conquer the world and govern in darkness. The Grim Reaper provided Dracula with much of the knowledge used to raise his army and currently serves as general and final guardian to the Dark Lord. Meanwhile, Death looks at Dracula and says, "Do you know why you don't have a lot of friends? It's because you're a real pain in the neck." Oh, that's a banger. mean, it's a retelling of the events of 3 and so Dream Whisperer. With some embellishments. Yeah, last boss is going to be Drac. Of course it is. He is usually the last boss. Not always. And there's our shortcut. Okay. Are we missing anything? I don't think we are. We still have 88% items, 96% enemies, 90% bots. So yeah, we have the last one. We're missing 2 enemies. But what the hell am I missing in terms of items? Sorry, a Soten. Symphony of the Night. I didn't come up with the terminology there. Don't look at me. So we all know the clock tower is the... Oh, Jesus Christ. It's the best. Also, there's one of our enemies. Could be the cards? That's actually a good point. I didn't even think about that. Because I've noticed there's been no enemies... Or, sorry, items up here. At all. Look at that. It might just be the cards. Oops, wrong thing. So, last 2 enemies. Oh no, never mind. A crow of unusual color, these birds are highly intelligent and territorial. They have been known to swoop down and attack passersby simply for coming too close. The Burning Man, a spirit pulled fresh from hell and restored to their physical form. Despite being brought back to Earth, these unfortunate souls are not freed from their eternal torment and carry some hellfire with them. Yeah, get your guesses in. We're going to chop that off pretty soon. Oh, there's a new enemy. Harpies. That should be the last one. The disgusting bird women, first encountered by the ancient Greeks. Harpies' heads and bodies resemble that of a woman, but putrid and gray. Their arms and legs are those of birds, and they can fly as fast as eagles. They use their vicious talons to shred apart their prey. Many harpies now make their home in Castlevania and serve the Dark Lord as one of his many servants. Can someone do me a favor? I sincerely doubt you're going to get hit, but, like, check, like, Reddit threads or something. See if there is a response for money farming spot in Castlevania Revamped. So, here's our second shop, aka the same shop. So we would need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about $9,000 in order to buy everything out. If we were so inclined to do so. I do have a theory. So it says 88% on items, right? So let's just buy, I don't know, the Healing Strike, sure, whatever. Yep, you were right. That pushed up to 89%. So the items we're missing are the cards. Merman? Really? Really? Oh. Okay. Let's poke at it. Oh, right, I should also do this one. Good point. Oh my god. My minion is a little bit bigger than it used to be. Do you see that? When did that happen? And what does that change, other than cosmetics? Could be kill count, that's what it was in Soten. Oh my god, look at all that money that's down there. In the water. And we're dead. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hang on. Yeah, the problem is the Oko mode. That's what's killing me. I'm getting hit. Once. Okay, now we should be able to farm. Hypothetically. Or the familiar will kill them down in the spikes. Oh my god, familiar. Please. Please. Good night, Evo. Get some good rest. I hope you get to play some WoW tonight. Yeah, if it could pick up the money down there, that would actually be pretty awesome. God damn it. I don't actually think this is worth it. Let's just walk away from this. So let's get rid of the money, because we don't care anymore. Heavy boots, and crit. And the familiar, of course. So, yeah, that's... We didn't get all the money, no. I'm gonna go and jump off the guessing game very soon. Give me 1 second. It is back to being a bird. Why is it back to being a bird? Yeah, maybe it is a card combo, I don't know. Maybe it's like curse. Because that's the big thing we did, was we did the curse, right? Yeah. I suppose I actually have to put this under Metroidvania now. I was going to put it in 2D platformer. Not a complaint. Just amused. Sorry, got some stuff up in the background here. This is a secret lab. I don't remember the brand. They have a few. It is a very good chair. It's a pain to keep clean, but that's just maintenance because it's cloth. But it's more comfortable, and it's just better. It's better in basically every way. It's got a nice high back. It's got great lumbar support. It's got great customization where you have what, and that's pretty much what I need. Well, this is the key. So yeah, let's chop off that guessing game because I think we're here. If you haven't got your guess in, sucks to be you. Sucks to suck. Why is this being weird? Hang on a second. There we go. Okay. Lots of heart refills, not that I need them. Yep, okay, so here's the thing. Oh wait, what does it give us at the end? The big claw. Oh, it gives us our choice, doesn't it? Yeah, there's the Bible, there's the axe, there's the cross. There's nothing up. There's the boomerang, and there's the holy water. Who's this loser? Die, monster. That's a hell of an attack. So he's got purple attacks, which home in on you, red attacks, which are straight, and green attacks, which arc. Interesting. Probably, if I were to guess, Dakota. That's how everything else has been working. I'm going to switch to the Frostweb for a second. Oh, we also have blue. Nice. Yeah, doing this Oka mode would be a thing. I'm sure there are people who can manage it. I am not one of those people. I mean, I could, but, like, that is just not worth my time. What's wrong, Dracula? There's yellow, too. So come on, you gotta have a phase 2, right? Right? What you got? Oh my god, he's hot! Sorry. This feels like the flame would be better. Yeah, accuse you of being a demon. Which is funny, because you're not. As we've already discussed. It turns out it was bad. No, fire seems to be doing plenty of damage to him. Arguably too much. Let's just pause for a second. Let him do some attacks so we can see what he does. Or the familiar could kill him for me. Whoops. Time? Whoops. Sorry. The bird's like, I got you! I mean, I don't actually mind that Blade of all. We had that problem in Zelda 2R, if you remember. There was that one boss which was very clearly designed around 100%ing, and he was still, like, had tons of health and hit way too hard. He was the only boss like that in the whole game. I was ready for Thunderbird to just be an absolute pain, and then we just ran over him. God, last year. This came out last year. Thank you for playing. Cure time, 3 hours for 24 minutes. Achieved ending number 1. What the hell is ending number 1? 100% best complete. Boss rush mode now available. God, I can't attack up. I'm back to default. I'm back to default. No! God, it's so terrible. It's so terrible. I had no idea how much I was getting used to being able to attack up. Until I couldn't. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering about. Does anyone feel like Googling multiple endings? Oh god, if this was starting all. Gallery. So they're just able to... So we have now gained slide and the ability to attack up. I remember this being a main fight, but... This is one of the earlier fights, that makes sense. Weird way to do boss health, by the way. The bar you see on the bottom of the screen is effectively double their actual health, because, you know, it's shrinking towards the middle. The color's nice. So you can tell how relatively damaged they are. No thoughts, Kennex Cow. Head empty. I mean, everyone says Medieval is the good one. I didn't enjoy it that much when I played it, but I also didn't poke at it that much. And the old interface was causing me issues. So, they keep saying they're gonna, like, totally overhaul the engine, and it's gonna be cool this time, we swear, pinky promise. We'll see. Yeah, exactly. It looks a lot like a PR move. It's the Golden Child. It's the same reason you do a remake of... I get nothing? I get nothing? Oh my god. The same reason you do a remix of Pandaria first, as opposed to any expansion that could actually use it. Because that's the Golden Child. Okay, fine. Well, it's funny you say that, Moog, but no, the numbers tend to prove that Pandaria and Legion and Wrath are the 3 golden child, so it makes sense they would start with one of them. So there's the wall climb. Okay, I'm just gonna go and quit. Okay, so gallery, huh? Beat the game with 100% items, beat the game with 15% items or less, beat the game in 2 hours or less. There you go, those are 4 endings. But yeah, Wrath is the Mega Man 2 of WoW. It's not actually the best by any measure or metric, but it's the one everyone remembers. So when you ask, what's your favorite WoW expansion? They're like, Wrath. It's Wrath. Totally Wrath. It's Wrath. Alright, let's see who can beat the game first. A TAS of Castlevania 1. Actually, yeah, similar to Heavensward. Although I'm pretty sure Heavensward scored better than Wrath, but... Okay, so let me scooch this over here, because I want to have a fair race. Because I have a lot of positives to give out. Okay, so... This is Castlevania 1, by the way. For those of you wondering what Castlevania 1 actually looks like. I'm curious how Castlevania 1 will score. 1986, by the way. I would not be surprised if Castlevania 1 scores the best of the original 3. 2 was experimental, is the nicest possible way I could say that. 3 was insane. Expedition 33, FF13, and Dealer's Choice. Thank you, Dark Day. I do appreciate you. Hope you have a good day with whatever you gotta do. There's our first boss. Anyways, that was our first boss. As you can see, it's a fully stage-based. In fact, it's a linear stage-based. This is like Mario 1. There's no stage select like Mega Man or in Mario 3. It's just, you go through the stages in order. I forget what that's properly called. Yeah, the first Metroidvania of the Castlevanias is actually Soden. I think. I shouldn't say that, because there's several I never played, like the Genesis one, and the Game Gear one, and the Game Boy one. Okay. I would say Castlevania 2 is a Metroidvania in the same way Metroid 1 is. It's not inaccurate, but it almost feels like you're pulling a technicality. You know what I mean? I wouldn't really disagree with you if you wanted to push that, but at the same time, I have often theorized that the, shall we say, unique nature of Castlevania 1 is, excuse me, of Castlevania 2, is why that was the one I used to replay a bunch. Oh, I got that done. No, there will be. We'll be playing Final Fantasy Renaissance. Yes, I know what the list says. Shut up. We're adjusting on the fly. We must be dynamic. These are all dealer's choice anyways. Yeah, screw it. We're doing it live. Yeah, I'll tell you one thing that Castlevania 1 did really well. Frickin' music. There's a reason a lot of these songs are as iconic as they are. Good question, Tully. There's only one way to find out. But yeah, I mean, honestly, you can tell, right? What have we been playing over the last week? We played Zelda 2, but better. We played Metroid 1, but better. We played Castlevania 1, but better. We're about to play Final Fantasy 1, but better. And later we're going to play Mega Man X 8, but better. So here's our mummy bosses. Do you have some kind of, like, movement denial or area denial, Dakota? To prevent that? So yeah, here's the fall into the catacombs I mentioned earlier. Bay leaves just add a degree of flavor to the whole thing. You put it into the liquid. There's gonna be pictures, right, Mr. Ed? Right, right. Okay, good. Ever Crisis, was that the mobile one, Morganite? I think I poked at that extremely briefly, but not enough to give an opinion on it. Yeah, that one was before Crisis, which I only know about because I had to research that stupid game for the lore run once upon a time. Excellent, Mr. Red. Excellent. Good. You also need to convince Zero to play WoW while you're there. That's your job for the day. He's just annihilating the bosses. I'm actually not sure what he's doing, honestly. And log. It might be one of those... So in Zelda 2, for example, if you do left and right every frame, you can duplicate your damage and kill things extremely quickly. I don't know if that's a thing in this game. Yeah, it is interesting to see how much thought was put into the, for lack of a better way to put it, visual continuity of this castle. Very Mega Man, Wily Castle kind of a thing. Yeah, the sprite work and brickwork of this game is not bad. I don't want to overpraise it, but like, for 1986? Yeah, this is a gold standard for 86. It's no wonder Castlevania took off so much. Like it or not, visuals play a huge part of how a lot of the earliest games really got traction. I've actually talked about that when it comes to Super Mario Bros. 2, which, if you remember, was the game that was so popular it actually sold out here in the States. So there's Death. I gotta hurry. He's way up there. True, Talia. Back when Konami actually made games instead of money. By the way, to be clear, I know I say a lot of things jokingly. Let's be clear. That's the truth. Konami got out of the game development business because they decided to make money instead. So they don't actually produce anything anymore. They more or less literally don't add to the substance of the universe, for lack of a better way to put that. They just rip money out of people by running gambling machines, and that's kind of it. That's their life now. Like, they don't produce anything anymore. What a way to put that. So, final boss time. Quite a while ago, honestly, Mr. Red. Even my own information on their finances is a little bit out of date at this point. Knowing how most companies go, they've probably diversified into real estate by now. Oh, that's right, Silent Hill F, which was made by Neobards. Time? Beat me, I'm still doing the audit. I was gonna say, PS3 sounds about right. Yeah, this is a task, not a speedrun. There is a difference. He's doing frame stuff that we have no idea what's going on. Here, do you mind if I play a song? I've recently discovered this channel called Chips and Cellos. They do 8 Mega Man mixes of other songs. Yes, Mr. Red. I know, right, Zephyr? It does sound like a boss theme. I loved Luigi's Mansion 3. Never played 2. And barely played 1. It'd probably be weird going back at this point. Get rid of the visuals here. Correct, Czar. And again, I've never even played 2, and I have barely played 1. I actually own Dark Moon, I just never got around to it. There's like 6 or 7 3DS games I never had the time for or the comfort for, because the 3DS is always kind of painful to play for me. The little nubby analog just doesn't do it. Well, I've basically never played Mario Party, Elazar, so that probably answers your question. Very good, Blectithal. I've played Mario Party with the kiddos, and that's basically it. It's fun to play with them. Someone do me a favor, look up what Soten's score is, please. I'm actually curious. No reason. No, I gave up, Elazar. I walked away from it. In fact, I've given up on life. I'm going to commit suicide as a fascist Hitler very soon. That sounds about right. Yeah, Soten scored really well, as it should. It's a damn good game. Oh, so, Castlevania Revamped. +9 to story. Believe it or not, for Metroidvanias, that's actually below average. Chips and cellos. Here, I'll just... Here, trim this bird. And the song just ended anyways. Good morning, Sean. So, like I said, that's actually below average for Metroidvanias, but that's still solid. That's 1.5 pluses per hour and a ratio of 100%. Gameplay, +36. That is above average for Metroidvanias. So, woo. That is 7.5 pauses per hour. Short game. And a ratio of 95%. That's impressive. I had very little to complain about in this game. As usual, I tend to value polished experiences, which gets us to our golden number. Let's look at some other Metroidvanias here, shall we? I mean, not right now, Mr. Red. No. There is no reason, for there is no reason. Soten got 174 of a golden number. Let's see, what else? Trying to think of anything else that's relevant. I guess Shantae 3, which got an 80, which is damn good. What's that Axiom Verge? That was a 36. Trying to avoid the Metroids here, because they're just going to be way up there. Oh, here we go. Ori and the Blind Forest. That was 125. That's Ori 1, for perspective. So Castlevania Revamped got 100. We'll just start with that. Because, holy crap. So already, only a few people guessed above 100. 126.06. Oh yeah, Time Spinner got 115. I didn't even notice that there. That is a damned good score. I am honestly really impressed by this game. This might be one of those surprisingly goods. I was expecting, you know, a touch up of Castlevania 1, and what I got was a mix of Mega Man, Shovel Knight, Metroid, and you know, and Soten. Yeah, honestly, if they had a much improved weapon wheel or better usage of the kit, or I don't know, like just a little bit of extra oomph here and there, that would have been really awesome. But as it is, it's still a damned good game. Funny fact, for I believe the third time in a row, the winner is the person who scored the highest or the lowest. In this case, the highest, Dream Whisperer. So that will go towards Baldur's Gate 3, Witcher 3, and Plague Tale 2. Congrats, Dream Whisperer. So, I'm going to go ahead. I do need a nap. I have a little bit of paperwork to do, and then we're going to go ahead and start Final Fantasy Renaissance and see how we feel about that. So, I will see you all in a bit.